Hey there, everybody. What's going on? It is Poodadoo. I have not done a long form video in a while. This may be the very first one I've ever done on this channel. But I picked up a stack of movies, huge stack of movies from Big Lots yesterday. This is starting to get into spooky season as I'm recording this. It's September 12th, and we're getting into spooky season. And I got some tips from some people on YouTube to check out Big Lots. They just got a shipment of Halloween and horror movies and scary movies, and if you have a Big Lots near you, I strongly recommend you check them out. They have got some tremendous deals. They're not the greatest movies, but there are a few hidden gems in there, and from time to time, you know, if you spend $3 on a movie and you enjoy it, you know, why not? So let's go over this big giant stack of movies I got, and we're going to start with Cult of Chucky. Now, this is a Blu-ray. This is not one of the better Chucky movies, but anything Chucky is worth at least one watch. I paid, this one didn't have a sticker on it, so she had to look it up by the barcode. It cost me $4.99, but I'll show you how I saved some money at the end of this. Next up, we've got Paradise Hills. This one, if you notice the sticker come up at, well, the sticker says 75 cents, but when she rang it up, it rang, I guess they put the zero in the wrong place. It rang up for 7 cents. So, you know, for 7 cents, you got a movie here. It's got Emma Roberts. I love Emma Roberts. Mila Jovovich. I did some research on this movie. It's got an interesting premise. It's worth at least a watch. It says, a young woman is sent to Paradise Hills to be reformed, only to learn that behind the high-class facility's beauty is a sinister secret. So, you know, it's an all-girls school movie where they, I guess the troublemaker girl goes to the school to get reformed and finds out some interesting things. So, yeah, I mean, for a penny, well, it rang up 7 cents, but when I'm done, it cost me a penny. I'll show you the receipt. So, yeah, it's worth a look. Next up, we've got The Evil Next Door. This one came up $3.99. Not sure what this is. It's a magnet release. But, you know, it's a scary movie. I've not seen it before, and it cost me $4. So, why not? Next up, this is not really a scary movie, but I was a sucker for the OG Spider-Man cartoons back when I was growing up. And this is the complete first season of The Spectacular Spider-Man. This is, I believe, from the 60s or the 70s. So yeah, and it cost me $4. Next up, we've got Scare Package, $5 movie. This is a Shudder movie. I did some research on this one when I got back. Oh look, I just noticed that Joe Bob Briggs is in this.
All right, woman goes into a supermarket and she buys 1 bar of soap, 1 toothbrush, 1 tube of toothpaste, 1 loaf of bread, 1 pint of milk, 1 single serving cereal, and 1 frozen dinner. The guy at the checkout stand looks at her and he says, "Single, are you?" And the woman says sarcastically, "How did you know?" The guy says, "'Cause you're ugly."
There's Joe Bob Briggs on the back cover. So yeah, it looks like it's Chad Buckley is a lonely horror aficionado spending his days overseeing a struggling video store and arguing with his only customer, Sam. When an unsuspecting job applicant arrives, Chad sets out to teach him the rules of horror. So from what I read about this looks like this is like a horror comedy movie where they kind of play on some of the tropes of horror movies. So again, this is a RJLE, I don't know. I like the slip, the fact that a movie comes with a slip cover. Anytime a movie comes with a slip cover, and it's a Shudder movie, I'm all in. Excuse me. Next up, we've got On the Third Day. This looks like this is some kind of a zombie movie, maybe. I'm not sure. Maybe a demonic movie, but again, $3. While on a trip with her young son, Cecilia has a car accident. 3 days later, she finds herself wandering a lonely road with no sign of her child and no memory of what happened since the crash. Cecilia's desperate search for her son leads her on a wrenching and tumultuous journey to face off against a religious fanatic who holds the shocking key to it all. So, yeah, I mean, this is a Scream Factory release. Got a slipcover. And it was $3. You know, you cannot go wrong. You know, back in the old days when we had video stores, you would pay $3 to rent a movie. So why not try it out and check it out?
Imagine the perfect video store. It would have a great selection, right? Right! Over 10,000 videos. 3 evening rentals, so no rush, no hassle. Fast checkout. 24-hour quick drop return. Open late every night. Well, the perfect video store
Welcome to Blockbuster Video.
is popping up all over the country. There's one near you.
Blockbuster Video. Wow, what a difference.
Okay, next up we have Pledges. This is an Echo Bridge release. Back cover looks kind of interesting. But I'm a sucker for any kind of college/horror movie. Again, a lot of these are on DVD, but some of these movies, that's all you needed was a DVD release. So why not? Again, $3. So we're gonna check that one out. And then next up, one of my big favorites. I am so excited to have this one, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna keep it. I think I might, just because of the artwork, but you have the movie everyone loves to hate, but I actually enjoy this movie. This is Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. This was $6.
8 more days to Halloween, Halloween, Halloween. 8 more days to Halloween, Silver Shamrock.
This artwork. I have the 4K of this, which is what I, when I watch something I watch, but I just love that artwork. That's phenomenal, and I'm probably going to wind up keeping this. You know, my plan with a lot of these is I'm going to keep most of them since I didn't pay that much money, but I'm going to sell a few of them to try and recoup some of the costs. This one's on the fence. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that, but I will probably wind up keeping that. This next one's an interesting one. This is, for those of you who don't know, I have another channel where, Poodadoo is my online persona, but I have another channel where I actually do tech stuff and review technology, and I do a lot of programming, and I'm writing an actual computer program. There was a guy, he's since disappeared off the face of the internet, called Irish Craddock Party, and he wrote a program. Basically it emulated an old TV channel where he could take his own custom media and create a TV channel with commercials and things like that, and relive that feeling from the 80s and the 90s.
Recalling my childhood television, I thought it might be nice to recreate that in some way, perhaps enclosing the screen in a wood body, add a Raspberry Pi to it, throw some old videos and commercials playing on random. But I wanted to do something a bit more substantial.
Well, that got me thinking, and I love the idea of drive-ins. I just took my kids to a drive-in for the first time, and I love old 60s, 70s horror movies that are drive-in quality. And here you've got 4 horror movies. The vampire, excuse me, the vampire, the Bat People, the Screaming Skull, and the Vampire Lovers. I am such a sucker for this 60s style artwork, and these old horror movies. These make a great addition to the program that I'm going to be writing, and basically what I want to do is I want to create my own little drive-in movie experience with the interstitials, the dancing popcorn. I'm not sure why it just moved. Go back to this. The dancing popcorn and things like that. So this is going to be fun to actually put together and see how that works out. So those are exciting. $5 for that one. Next up, we have a classic movie. This is an Olive Films release. If you know, you know. Cauldron of Blood with Boris Karloff. $4.99 for this. This is anything with Boris Karloff. Great movie. This is a cult movie, cult classic following. It's not going to be for everyone. But yeah, it's a good movie, and I am excited to put that. I've been looking for that for a while. even though it's on DVD. I know they have a Blu-ray of it, but just to have it is exciting. This one I don't know anything about, but I read the back in the store and it was $2.99. This one's called Hunters. This reminds me of another movie I watched a while back called Toxin, where it was basically, I'll read to you what it says here. It says, several years after a virus has ravaged the world, soldier John T. Wrecker continues his task of protecting a group of refugees and the base to which he was assigned, in spite of scarce supplies and ever-dwindling discovery of survivors. So, I mean, it's kind of like a Walking Dead survival post-apocalyptic movie. I love those kinds of movies, even if they're bad. They're still fun to watch one time. So, yeah, this is, I don't see any names that I recognize. It is a Shout Studios release. Shout Factory, Shout Studios, they tend to do good releases of movies, so I was very excited to see that. So once I saw it was a Shout, I'm like, let me give it a shot for $3. Okay, next up is another one I am super excited to add in my collection, even if it's DVD. We have Invasion of the Body Snatchers, the original 1978. This is a fantastic movie with Donald Sutherland. Leonard Nimoy's in this. There's a lot of movies that have been based on this movie, but this is the OG, the original, and we're adding that one to the collection as well. Here's another Scream Factory, Shout Factory release I didn't know anything about, but, you know, it's a horror movie. It's $3. It's Shout Factory, Scream Factory release. Why not? This is The Widow. I looked up the Rotten Tomatoes on this. It wasn't terrible. So, you know, I like to buy these blind in the store when the deals are this good and then come home and see whether or not it's something I'm going to want to watch. In a very densely forested area north of St. Petersburg, people have been going missing for 3 decades. Very few corpses were ever found, and the few that were recovered were naked. On October 14th, 2017, so it looks like it's a found footage movie maybe, a team of volunteers went out into the woods in search of a missing teenager. Soon all communications with him were lost. Locals believe they were taken by the same dark spirit that took the others. They call it the Limping Widow. Based on true accounts from the region, this gripping film is a white-knuckle ride from beginning to end. So it's probably not a found footage, because it says it's based on true events, but we'll see. Anyway, Shout Factory, DVD, slipcover, $3. All signs point to yes. This one, I'm not gonna lie, this is called The Unhealer. And the only reason I picked this up, number one, it's $3. But it looked very Star Wars-ish. I don't know why, but it looks Star Wars-ish. So I decided to give it a shot. It has Lance Henriksen. You know, anything with Lance Henriksen is a must-watch at least once. And I did some researching on this one, and this one actually seems like it could be pretty decent. A bullied teenager gains the means to fight back when a botched faith healing bestows supernatural shamanistic powers upon him. When his lifelong tormentors pull a prank that causes the death of someone he loves, the teen uses his newfound abilities for revenge and goes on a bloody rampage to settle the score. I mean, you know, this is one of those movies where if you were bullied as a kid, you always wanted to get supernatural powers. So, you know, this one could potentially be a hidden gem. I'm excited to check it out. Finally, we'll close it out with this one. This I've never heard of before, and I have a feeling this is going to be a dud, but it was $3, and it was a Scream Factory release. This is Live or Let Die. I checked this one out. This looks like it's another post-apocalyptic survival horror movie, but I think this might be from a different language. I think this might be English dubbed, because the trailer that I was watching of this, the words did not seem to match up to the mouth movements. So that should be an interesting thing to check out. But yeah, this is, you know, those types of survival post-apocalyptic movies, they kind of do it for me. All right, so let's talk the final total. I paid for this giant stack, which is gonna fall. For that giant stack, my final total was $46.34. So here's what I did. I went into Big Lots. They have, if you go on their website, they have a 20% off coupon. So everything that came up here was 20% off of my entire order. So my $2.99 discs, let's see, came up $2.39. My $5.99 came up $4.80. So, and this is what I was telling you, the 1 cent. My 7-cent disc came up, I'm sorry, they took 1 cent off. Came up 6 cents. So, you know, paying 6 cents for a movie, you got to at least check it out one time. So what I did was I went into the store and I said, I have a 20% off coupon on my phone. How can I use this? And the lady gave me the response. She's like, I have a copy of that same coupon right here. I'll just scan it. I need your phone number. So apparently you have to be a member of Big Lots. It doesn't cost you anything, just a little bit of time to sign up. So I signed up for that, got the coupon, and then got all of these for 20% off. I believe there's also a 5 off 15 if you don't want to spend as much as I did, which winds up being like a 33% off. But, you know, if you go through there, and trust me, that was one Big Lots. I've got 2 others I'm going to go hit up the rest of this week. If you go through there, they have a metric ton. A lot of them are duplicates, but they have a metric ton of movies. So it's worth at least checking them out if you have a Big Lots near you, because you're going to find a gem or two. This kind of reminds me of the old days. A lot of these, you know, I bought them blind, not knowing what they were, just because the cover art, because I know that Shout Factory, Scream Factory, they put out decent stuff. Some of it's a little odd, but some of it's decent. But this reminds me back in the day when you'd walk through the video store. You know, when I saw this cover art, I'm like, I gotta get that. It looks, and then I saw Lance Henriksen's name on it. I'm like, yeah, this is a must-watch. So there you go. What do you guys think? Did I do good? Did I do bad? I'd love to know your thoughts on that. Let me know if you have a Big Lots near you. If you find some things. I'm hoping I can go to a different Big Lots and find some things that I didn't find there, and you know, keep growing the collection. The collection's getting bigger. There were only a couple of Blu-rays, but again, some of these movies never made it past DVD. So happy to add them to the collection, and gonna probably put together a watch list for October. Scary movies I've not seen before. I like to stay away from the mainstream stuff because I've already seen all that. I like to find movies I've never seen before, and every single movie in this stack I've never seen. So most of these will make it onto my Halloween list, and then I'll come back on the channel when I'm done and give you a quick thoughts video after I'm done with it. I like to do thoughts videos when I'm done, as soon as I finish watching it, while it's still fresh in my head, so that way it's unscripted, it's raw, and it's honest and genuine, so you know whether or not you'll like it or not. So if that kind of content interests you, let me know. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, leave a comment below, and that'll encourage me to keep making more of this stuff. I want to do more content like this, especially as I get further along with my my program that I'm writing. I'm going to be buying a lot more odd and unusual movies to add to that, and I think you guys will find it interesting. Anyway, that's it. I'm out, guys. Thanks a lot. I will talk to you next time. Take care. God bless. See you then. Bye-bye.